Welcome into KC Nation, the best K-State and Big 12 podcast out there. I'm Stevie B.
And I am Kenny G.
And in today's episode, we're going to be ranking the Big 12 football coaches, talking about the Big 12 football stadiums, and doing a little mock Big 12, Big 10 showdown. Kenny, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good, Steve. Had my voice was kind of gone a little bit these last couple days. I've been doing a little bit of a vocal rest action. So you might hear me, my voice crack a little bit here and there.
He's going through puberty, guys.
He's going through puberty. Yeah. Again, this second time. But honestly, I'm excited for this show. I'm also excited, Steve, for our little wager. You see, we've been eating nothing but cheeseburgers and drinking ranch dressing all summer long. And Steven and I have a little wager going. We're going to try to reach 50 or 60 pounds. We're going to lose. Whoever makes it to that, the other person has to pay that person that amount of money.
Yes, and we're starting that on Tuesday. So we got today and tomorrow, and then
to eat our last burgers and ranch.
The last supper, according to Jesus. Yes, I'm excited for that. Well, I'm not excited, but
I'm not excited.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen.
It needs to.
Yep.
It needs to happen. But that aside, other than that, dude, I can't wait to get into this show.
Yes,
we are literally just one day at a time, getting closer and closer to college football season starting. And man, I just cannot wait. I mean, I'm chomping at the bit, Steve.
So are the listeners, man. Our views are doing pretty well, man. Regardless of the video, we're getting views, bro.
And people want this content. They're ready for it, man. They are ready for college football to start. You've got the winners of last season who are holding all the bragging rights. And then you've got the people that are predicted to win. You got those fans that are like, hey, look at our odds, look at our chances. And then you've got, those teams that made big moves in the offseason, and they're excited to see how their team's going to fare out with these big changes, big moves, coaching changes.
Yep.
It's all just exciting stuff. And I can't wait to get into it. But Steve, what is our first segment going to be about?
Our first topic is ranking the Big 12 coaches. CBS Sports, Sheehan, I don't know, not going to even say his last name, made a list this summer ranking.
Let me give it a try. Jayaraja.
Yeah.
Jayaraja.
This is the Big 12 coaches ranked 1 through 16, according to CBS Sports, Sheehan J for short. I have some thoughts on this list. A lot of people too high, some people too low. But there are a couple people that are right on the money. I'm a little surprised to see Matt Campbell number 1, considering he's never won the conference. That's a little shocking to me. I know he's like a hot name to go out there to be a coach at Michigan or somewhere else, but number 1 in the Big 12, when you got multiple other coaches that have won the conference or the conference they used to be in, is a little shocking to me, Kenny. It really is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people I think that could fit that number 1 slot. If you would have told me like 4 other coaches that I'm thinking of, I would have been like, okay, that makes sense. This one is not one of those 4 though.
No,
I would have never thought.
I would put Campbell 5.
One. Yeah, Matt Campbell is definitely not the worst. Definitely in the top half for sure. But as far as number 1, I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Who's your number 1? Who's your 1 through 5? Let me hear your 1 through 5.
Look, I know people are really going to hate me for saying this. Okay. I already know the comments are coming in. All right. But there's a lot of context behind.
Let me hear it. Just spit it out. Just spit it out, Ken.
Chris Kleiman has to be my number 1. Has to be my number 1. Look, he's the only coach that has at least 8 wins, which has only been done by like a few other programs in the country. He is consistent.
8 wins every year for like the last 4 years is what you're saying.
Yeah, 4 or 5. I can't remember I think it's actually longer than that. I think it's like 6.
It's 5 out of the last 6 and 4 straight.
Yeah, no one counts the COVID year. No one counts it. And then literally he got a Big 12 championship title in 2022, and he has been the favorite, or at least in contention, the last 2 years after that. I mean, he is just like like we say, consistent, and that's what you want out of a coach, is like consistency. You don't want like those highs and lows to happen. But as a guy who came from the bottom, and has worked his way up, he is, I think has like one of the better minds for football. Like he has a really good outlook on it. I like what he does in press conferences. There's some times that I wish he could be a little bit, he could give us that more rawness that like a guy like Kenny Dillingham does, or like Mike Gundy does. But he does have that. But he also is reserved, and he is respectful, and I like his interviews from what I hear from him. And then just look at the results. The results don't lie. Okay, I mean they just don't lie. And we'll see. We'll see what happens after this year. But I think you got to put him at least one or two. And again, I've got candidates that could be number one.
Shout out to
But I'm just,
Thongway real quick though. He said not necessarily a Gundy homer, but I would at least have him in the top 5. Yeah, I agree. I have
yeah,
him in my top 5. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I would argue that he is another one of those that 4 that I'm thinking of. I think, okay, I'm just gonna give you the 4 that I think could be number one.
Okay.
Chris Kleiman, Kalani Sitake, Mike Gundy, and I would even put Willie Fritz in there. I would think those 4.
Wow, dude. We
Yeah.
only have one that's the same.
I mean, you could say Kenny Dillingham. I think like he brings a lot of fire to
He's
it,
in my
but
top 5.
I think he's just too. The thing is, I think he's too young right now. I think you got to give him some more years. Okay.
Okay.
Does he bring the energy? Oh, you better believe it. He brings the energy. I love his enthusiasm. But he did like, that was really controversial what he did. Where he was cussing out the ref, and that was not a good look.
Yeah, against BYU.
That shows his the growing pains that he still needs to take.
Sure.
But I definitely believe, Willie Fritz, on the other hand, kind of fits in that same category as like Chris Kleiman. There, he coached everywhere he's been, is like has turned into a winning program.
Yeah.
Like literally every team that he's moved to has went from a horrible program to a winning program. And so results don't lie, man. Like I'm just saying. And like you can't say enough about Kalani Sitake. Every coach has literally praised this man. Like they say he's the best in the game, best for college football ever. Like every coach has praised this guy. So when okay, what's that quote? Who said that quote where if you're good, then you'll say that you're good, but when you're great, everyone will say that you're great.
I don't know who said that, but I've heard that before.
Right? Yeah. Like when you're good, you'll say that you're good, but when you're great, everyone else will tell you that you're great. And that's kind of where I'm getting this idea for Kalani, is that, it just seems like everybody else is talking about how great he is as a coach and how great he is as a person. And so that has to be up. He has to be at least top 3 for me. But yeah, for me, like I'm a homer. What are you going to do? This, KSU Nation, Chris Kleiman's number 1.
I agree. I actually had him number 1 on mine as well. I'm not going to keep going on that. Copy and paste everything you said. Obviously, K-State's favored to be, the Big 12 champs this year. He's already won a conference title, 10 wins a couple of years ago, bunch of 4 and 5-star players, which has not been happening at K-State in forever. 8 wins, 4 straight years, 5 of the last 6 years, a bunch of NFL players, all of that. Yeah, he's number 1 on my list as well. My number 2 is the same as this list. It is Kyle Whittingham. I mean, you cannot knock his past success. Yes, last year was a bad year, but I would still put him number 2 going into the year. Now, my list is based off of what they've done in the past and how their team is going to look this year as well. It's kind of 50-50, right? And then number 3, yeah, I got Mike Gundy up there. I mean, I think he's proven that he's a winner. He's proven that he can coach at this level. He's proven how good Oklahoma State can be. I mean, if we had the 12-team CFP, in the last 15 years, he would have went to it a bunch of times, I think he's a great coach. I'm really interested to see how his team is going to respond after a 3-9 season. My number 4 is Kenny Dillingham. Was it just a one-hit wonder, or, are we going to see some more good teams this year and beyond? Who knows? We don't know, but I still think he's a pretty good coach, turning a team that was picked last into the conference winner and almost going, into the semifinals of the CFPs last year. And then my number 5 would be Matt Campbell. I think he's a good coach, not a great coach. I think Kalani Sitake has what it takes to be in the top 5. I want to see a little bit more from him. I want to see how he does. Can he win a Big 12 conference championship? Can he get to the CFPs? All of that. I would not have Deion Sanders in my top 8. I think,
dude,
I think this was a one-hit wonder. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Yeah, Kalani, man, okay, the first year BYU was in the Big 12, they were out physical. What did Kalani do? He's like, we're going to be
They are very physical. I do agree.
He's like, we're going to change. He's like, we're going to be a much more physical team than we were the year before. And what happened? They had a 10-win season. So that, that's coaching. That is nothing but coaching for me. I think Deion needs to be way lower.
I have him number 11.
Yeah, I Mike Gundy needs to be higher for sure. Lance Leipold, I don't know why he's number 4. That makes no sense to me.
No, he should be. I have him number 7.
Yeah, he's a good coach, but
number 4 above a guy that just won the conference last year. What? That does not make sense.
Yeah. Not feeling that. The one I will agree with is I agree with 16 actually.
I also agree with 16.
Brett Brennan definitely needs to be down there for sure.
I don't even think I spelled his name right. I think it's Brennan, not Brannon. That's my bad.
Brandon.
Trying to make this graphic real quick. He doesn't even deserve that. Name spelled correctly. It happens.
Yeah. Then we got the 2 Scotts. I don't really hate that.
No.
I think maybe Scott Satterfield. Yeah.
I had Satterfield 15 and Frost 14.
Yeah, I would switch those. Joey McGuire, that's wild, man.
I had him number 10.
That's a little low, I think. Dave Aranda is, I don't know. I think Sonny Dykes needs to be lower just because he's a crybaby. No offense.
I mean, he did go to the CFPs, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He beat Michigan. But it's kind of been downhill since. Though last year, they had a better year, but it kind of feels like that was mostly because of their schedule. But who knows? We're going to find out this year, obviously.
Yeah, I think, look, when you're a Texas school, I mean, you're bound to be able to get some really good players every now and again. And, Sonny Dykes is a good coach. I feel like he complains too much. He's kind of a whiner, in my opinion.
They're not a tough physical team, man. They're just not. They are just like their. What do we always say? The players feed off their coaches, and he is a crybaby, and they are not a tough physical team, man. They're just not.
Yeah. They just are not there. I'm surprised Willie Fritz is so low, but I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to match the program with the coaching, and I think that's really messed up to do, because I mean, in a sense, you have to. I get that, but Willie Fritz just started, I
think that's why he's in the bottom half, and I too have him in the bottom half. I'm interested to see how good they're going to be this year. If they have a great year, he's going to move in the top half of the league, but he hasn't proven it at the Big 12 level yet.
Yeah. Overall, this list is okay.
It's not a great list, but it's not a bad list.
Yeah, it's not a bad list. You can make arguments here and there, but I definitely don't understand number 1 being Matt Campbell. But Matt Campbell is a good coach. I'm not going to take anything away from him. He's very, very good. I just don't think he's number 1. I think you have to be way more consistent, season in and season out, over a course of since you've started to really hone in. And I just don't think he's shown that consistency as good as the other ones that we've mentioned. So
my top 4 are all coaches that have won their conference before. Matt Campbell is not in that top 4 because he's not done that. I have him number 5. So I agree with what you're saying, man. I really do. And that's looking at the Big 12 coaches and ranking them. Kenny, it's time to move on to a really fun segment that we started last week where we broke down the Big 12 versus ACC. This time, Big 12 versus the Big 10 in a mythical showdown here.
Mythical showdown.
2025 edition. We got 16 matchups. We're going to try to not spend a ton of time on each one of these. I guess we'll start right at the top left. Arizona State.
A mythical. Like, I never would have thought you would say that. Maybe
There's
a fictional. But
yeah, sure. Either one.
A whimsical
yes
situation.
Big 12, Big 10 possible showdown if we were putting it together. In fact, I made this list because I didn't know where to put these teams. Arizona State 2025 versus Ohio State 2025. What
teams did you take off the Big 10? Because there's only there's 18 teams in the Big 10.
I took off 16. Yeah, so I took off Purdue and Maryland.
Oh, the two worst ones? I got it.
Yeah, well, they're two of the worst ones. Yes.
Okay, so we're going against the Big 10 at their full strength.
Yes,
what you're saying.
Top 16 in the Big 12,
Yikes.
Obviously, versus top 16 in the Big 10.
Well, that's not fair because they get to beat up on their. Okay.
Yeah, they do. But if these teams were playing Big 12, Big 10 showdown in 2025 at a neutral site, we're going to break these games down really quickly. Arizona State, Ohio State. I love Kenny Dillingham and the Sun Devils. I don't know how you beat Ohio State. But, who knows? We saw what happened when Ohio State didn't have a quarterback against Mizzou in that bowl game a couple years ago. I don't know, man. I think I'd probably take Ohio State by 3 just because Arizona State doesn't have Cam Scatterboo anymore.
3 touchdowns?
No, 3 points.
Oh my God. You're having it that close?
Yes.
Dude, okay, here's the thing. Okay, Arizona State. I love the enthusiasm from your fans. I love how you guys are basically like the sleeping giant of our conference, but you do not have $20 million to spend on players. You just don't have that. And you don't have the national championships to like go with those with that money either. So it's like Ohio State just gets to pick all the best players in the country. I mean, it's just the way it is. And you have to go with Ohio State. It's nothing against you, Arizona State. Look, you don't have $20 million to spend on your quarterback. Like you don't have that kind of money. All right. Ohio State, I think they might, if they randomly met in the season at a neutral site, I would give Ohio State probably minimum 1 touchdown, minimum.
So what is
they got the best receiver in the country, dude.
They do. What would be your score? I'll go Ohio State 24, Arizona State 21. Fong Wei says Arizona State beat Texas last year in everyone's minds except the refs. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, but Texas didn't win the national title.
They did not.
Ohio State did.
It was a close game though when they played.
It was a close game. All right. I also think Texas was going in thinking that they could just walk over Arizona State, but
probably
that's neither here nor there. Let's go. I'm going to give Ohio State 35. We give Arizona State 24.
Okay, so we both have the Big 10 winning that. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we skip K-State and come back to that last, or just go to it?
We'll come back to K-State, Michigan.
Okay. Texas Tech, Wisconsin. This is a clash of styles. Wisconsin running team, physical team up front. Texas Tech, very finesse team that they spend a ton of money on their roster, Kenny. Short up their defense. I'm going to go Texas Tech here, 34. 17.
I think you got to. I think like what I just said about um, Ohio State, getting the edge over Arizona State is why I'm going to pick Texas Tech here. They hit the portal hard with all their money, and there's got to be an edge there. There has to be an edge to be had. Neutral site, you know, if no matter what time of year, I think Texas Tech gets the win here for sure. I think when you have a clash of styles um, like this, I think you always want to say like the simpler team will come out ahead, but we'll give the benefit to like we'll say that both teams are like fundamentally sound. They've made their fixes and adjustments throughout the season. They're meeting like midway through the season where they know their identity, they know what they're good. Then I would take the finesse team in that scenario because your defense basically has been, figuring it out. And yeah, I would take the finesse team here for sure.
Okay, Texas Tech. Okay. TCU, UCLA,
One 1-1 here.
1-1. Yes. I'm going to go TCU to win this game. I think UCLA is not very good right now. They have they can be very, very good if they wanted to, but right now they're not.
Sneaky.
I think TCU is in the top half of the Big 12. They're not a great team, but I definitely would pick them to win a neutral site game against UCLA.
Yeah, I think TCU has a better offense. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if UCLA's offense is really good or not. I'm going to leave that to the comments below. You guys who have seen UCLA recently and what you guys think that their offense is going to be. But I can tell you right now, TCU's offense is phenomenal. And UCLA's got to have a really good defense to be able to answer to that. So I don't know if they do or not. But I do know that TCU plays in a really, really has really tough schedules. They didn't last year, but they do this year. But I would say that they have a really good chance of beating UCLA. I would lean towards TCU. Now, TCU is not necessarily like as good as they were 3 years ago. If we were talking that team, then obviously, but 2025, 26 season, I could see TCU taking this win here for sure. For sure.
Sorry, I had to replug in my computer. I already said TCU. Let's move on to Baylor, Washington.
It's a great matchup.
It is. It is a great matchup. I think you got to go Baylor here. They're picked near the top of the Big 12 this year. I don't know what Washington has picked, but I just feel like the Baylor is the better team with better athletes. So,
yeah, I think if even if you were playing in Washington, I don't even know if that would be an edge. I still don't know who would win if Baylor was playing away. But neutral site, I think Baylor gets the win for sure.
Okay, this is a fun one. BYU, Southern Cal. I'm going to go BYU right now. I think USC is a better program, but I think BYU, if they played this season, they would win.
Yeah. Southern California. They've always been really tough. They've got a really good program down there. BYU is really good though too, and I think this is going to be one of those situations where like the defense is going to matter, but we don't know what BYU's quarterback situation is. Do they know who their quarterback is? Is it going to be good? I don't know. This is really difficult. BYU also has really good special teams, so I just don't know if that's going to win in this scenario. I might pick USC. I might pick them. I don't know.
So you're gonna pick USC. I'm gonna go. Okay, I feel like we need to make it 100%.
100% agreed upon.
Yes.
You think BYU with their missing quarterback is going to be able to take out USC?
Well, what did USC go last year?
I I don't know. I just know they're always a solid team, solid program.
They are usually, but last year they weren't great. I mean, they haven't been amazing for like the last couple years. I mean, they lost to Arizona not that long ago at home. You know, they went like 7-5, 8-4 with Caleb Williams. Neutral site. I'm picking BYU. You just got done
I
talking
think
about
you,
how good Kalani Sataki is.
I think you might be right. I think you talked me into it. I'm just looking through their games right now. I mean, their last season wasn't crazy. Like, I mean, they beat LSU, which is really good,
That was like
but
their
then they
best
lost
win
to
of the
Michigan.
season.
But then they lost to Michigan like
Michigan
two
couldn't even
weeks.
throw a pass last year.
Yeah, Michigan was bad last year, and they lost to them. So I mean, I might. And then they lost to Maryland. They lost, they lost to Penn State, but Penn State was amazing. Um, yeah, I mean, I would go ahead and say BYU in a neutral site probably gets the win, uh, due to the fact that BYU fans are everywhere. So
I
I
do think
mean, I
Southern
might
Cal
give
is a better program than BYU. I do think UCLA is a better program than TCU. Um, Having said that, we have the Big 12 starting off 4-1. 4-1, Kenny.
yeah.
Going into the Cy Hawk trophy
Oh
game.
my
We had to
god,
have this in
dude.
here.
You had to
Iowa
have it.
State, Iowa. I think Iowa State's a better program right now. I got them in the top 5 of the Big 12. I know Iowa has represented the Big 10 multiple times in the Big 10 championship game. I don't think they're a great team. I think Iowa State 24-21.
I mean, dude, they won last year. Iowa State beat them by 1 point. It was an ugly game,
It
though. I
was an
mean,
ugly
Iowa
game.
Iowa came out and like just like smacked them in the mouth, and then like Iowa State came back in the second half and actually played football. Uh, I agree with you though. I think Iowa State is right now a stronger team than in past. Like if we were talking about in the past, I'd probably take the just Iowa University of Iowa. I would take them over Iowa State. I think historically they're better in the rivalry. I think they have. I'm pretty sure Iowa has a huge winning record against Iowa State in their
Oh,
in-state rivalry.
they've won way more than they've lost against Iowa State for
Y-
sure.
Yeah, yeah. So, but if we're talking about today, we're talking about and today's game is way different than it was years ago. So with
Mm-hmm.
transfer portal and everything, it's sort of leveled the playing field. So yeah, I'm going to go Iowa State, man. I'm going to pick Big 12 here for sure. Um, but I don't know if I'm going to be picking the Big 12 in this next
I'm not.
game here. Look,
I'm picking Oregon to
you
win this game. They played each
Oregon,
other a bunch in the Pac-12 championship games.
yeah,
These two teams hate each other, and that's why I put them here.
yeah,
I'm gonna go Oregon like big, like 38, like 17.
dude, Oregon is arguably one of the best teams in the country. Period. Just
Yes,
like them, Iowa State, Alabama, and Georgia are probably the top four best teams in the country. I mean, they are basic. They're like the class of college football. You know,
absolutely.
they get all the players. They have the wallet. They've got the Nike deal going. I mean, it's like everybody wants to play there because they got cool jerseys and they look cool. But they also get that's why they get all those amazing players, and that's how they win all their games. Is you have just better talent sometimes. So, uh, I'm definitely picking Oregon, no question. I mean, there's nothing to really say here. I mean, Utah, as great
They
of
went
a
3-9
program as
last
they
year.
are,
I mean,
yeah,
or 5-7 actually. I think they went 5-7
yeah,
last year.
they had a stretch where they lost 7 straight.
Yeah, after starting 5-0.
Yeah,
I think
so
Oregon's a better team, better program right now. Everything you said, they went 13-1 last year. They can get all the recruits. Yeah, Oregon
Yeah,
wins.
it's hard. It's hard to bet against Oregon against anybody, really. I mean, they were undefeated going into the CFP last year, undefeated. So I think they were the only undefeated team
They
in the
were.
CFP.
They were.
Yeah. So there you go.
We got the Big 12
It's
starting.
hard to.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's just hard to pick against a team that went literally undefeated last season. So I
It
mean,
is.
what are you gonna do?
Big
But
12 starting
we've
off
got the
5
big
and 2.
5-2. We're looking good. We're looking good.
Here we go. Moving on to
Colorado.
yeah, Colorado, Nebraska, former Big 12 rivalry that would play every Friday after Thanksgiving. We had to have it on here. They just got done playing each other the last couple of years. The home team won both games. Nebraska's got Dylan Raiola. Kind of looks like Patrick Mahomes. I might have to go Nebraska here, dude. I think Nebraska's in a better spot than Colorado. What do you think?
God.
What do you think?
Oh my God.
I got Colorado in my bottom 4 in the Big 12.
Oh my God.
I can be persuaded if I get a good argument, but that's my thoughts. Colorado's breaking in like everyone knew.
I know, but judging what they did last year versus Nebraska, dude. Yes, they did lose to Nebraska, but Nebraska has been like really bad.
Nebraska went 7-6 last year, and they're returning a lot of players last year from last year's team. I know Colorado went 9-4 or whatever it was, but they lost a lot of guys.
Oh my gosh, I don't know, man. I just don't. This is a hard one because I feel like Nebraska is very like inconsistent with like how they play. I mean, they can like, I mean, just look at the scores here. Just last year alone, they had a close game against Rutgers. They had a close game against Ohio State, but then they get blown out by Indiana. Blown out. 56
Indiana did go to the
7.
CFPs. Indiana did go to the CFPs.
Yeah, and they
lost what 49
they were like 4
like
points. They were 4 points. They lost by 4 points against Ohio State, the actual national champions. Like they're just so inconsistent.
They are.
Like you get a good game and then you get a bad game. They lost to Iowa by 3. That's an ugly 10-3, like 10-3, or sorry 10-13, 10-13. That's crazy. I don't know. Like Colorado, I feel like was a little bit more consistent, weren't they? Like they had to have been.
They were,
right.
But like I said, they lost a lot of people.
Yes, they lost the Heisman. They lost their star quarterback. But apparently, from what I've heard from all these Colorado fans, is that their quarterback situation is nothing to worry about. I mean, do they still have Jimmy Horn or whatever his name was?
They got Amarion Miller still.
Yeah, I don't know. I would venture to say if this is a coin flip game, dude, like this is what you're asking me to do here. Coin flip game. I mean,
okay, well, last time you went with me with BYU. This time I'll go with you, Colorado. How about that?
All right, we're gonna have Colorado with the dub. I mean,
Big 12 is 6-2 going into West Virginia, Penn State. Penn State crushes. They crushed them last year. We don't have to really even talk about it. It's like 35.
We don't have to talk about this.
Like 6.
This is the easiest Penn State wins than I've ever seen.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and they crushed them last year. They would crush them again if they played again this year. So 6-3. Moving on to Cincinnati, Illinois. Illinois was pretty good last year. Cincinnati was not so great. This is kind of a regional rivalry game. I think Brett Bielema is pretty good. I do not, I don't think Scott Satterfield is a great coach. I would go Illinois here.
I'm picking Illinois. I have Cincinnati as the second worst team in the Big 12. So I'm not going to put them. I'm not going to pick them to win against a team like Illinois. I mean, maybe Purdue. Maybe they could beat Purdue.
I should have put Purdue or Maryland in there instead.
Give us better odds.
Yeah, yeah. 6 and
Oh,
4 going into a basketball matchup. Indiana KU. Indiana went to the CFP last year. KU lost a ton of people. They still have JD6. Who you got?
I have to pick Indiana, man.
Same. This lead is
Although
evaporated for the Big 12, man. This
although
lead
they
is evaporated.
although they have had a easy schedule for Indiana. I'm talking about Indiana here. They had an easy this I wouldn't say they had an easy schedule, but their schedule definitely helped them get the record that they had for sure. But I still think that they beat KU. I don't think KU has the guys to be able to take on a team like that. No way. Not now anyway.
I agree. I agree with everything you said. I think Indiana's too good. I think their coach is pretty good as well. Like he said last year, Google me. He's had success everywhere he's went. I think that's a great line. Yeah.
It's true though. I mean, like they what did they do? They went to the transfer portal and they struck gold. I mean, that's just that's what happens sometimes. And this is the way that college football is now. So
this is the way.
This is the way.
Big 12's up 6-5. We're coming to Brent Brennan in Arizona versus a Minnesota team that won 8 games a year ago. I cannot, in my heart of hearts, pick Arizona to win a football game. I'm going to go Minnesota here by 10 points.
Arizona is my worst team out of the Big 12 this year.
Same.
I really hope that they prove me wrong, but I just don't see it. I don't see it with the coach that they have. It was just a bad choice for them. But with that being said, are we tied up now?
We are 6-6 now, going into the final 4 matchups. 3 on the bottom, and then K-State, Michigan. Okay, right. Houston and Willie Fritz versus a Rutgers team that really gave K-State fits last year in the bowl game. I think Willie Fritz is a good coach. I don't think Rutgers is going to be that good this year. I would pick Houston in a close game, something like 23-21.
I can see that. I think Houston's got the defense, dude, that can stop what anything that Rutgers wants to do. Rutgers is like a run-first offense, right?
They threw the ball a lot against K-State, but they had a star running back who sat out that game.
I think they knew that that's what K-State. Well, first of all, K-State's really good at stopping the run. That's what we primarily focus on. And they knew that K-State was not very.
They're breaking in 2 new corners in that game too, by the way, from K-State.
Yeah, exactly. So, corners. Not going to lie though, I think that if they were just meeting, I think Houston might take this game. I'm gonna have to agree with you, man, because Houston played a lot of teams very close. Mm-hmm. So last year, and what do we say? They're ahead of schedule. It was their first year under Willie Fritz. Dude, I think they might take this win. I might agree with you here.
Okay,
we're up now.
7-6, 3 games left. UCF versus a Northwestern team that's playing down by the river as their stadium is getting built. They went 4-8 last year. UCF, I think they're just a better team. I think this would be a fun game to watch because I feel like it'd be high scoring because UCF has a good offense but a bad defense. I got to go the Golden Knights, man. I got to go the Golden Knights, something like 38-31.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Northwestern. I just don't think that they have a good team. I think UCF probably going to get like a little bit of a boost with their new coach. And
Scott Frost, baby.
They might surprise a lot of people. I'm hoping that they do because last year wasn't very great, and the year before that was pretty fun. I mean, they had that one game where they were down and they came back and beat who was it? Oklahoma or something?
TCU.
Oh, it's no. TCU.
Yes, that was. I can't remember if they came back and won or came back and lost, but it was
They came back and won. It was like Remember, we were watching it, and the
Oh
the
no,
quarterback.
Baylor. It
It
was a
was
Baylor game.
Baylor. Yeah, what was that quarterback's name? Jimmy something or whatever? Like Jimmy something? I don't know. But he was like he basically was scrambling around. He went all the way into their end zone, and like he ended up throwing the ball, and it was caught at the first down, and like they actually came back and won. It was the most bizarre thing ever.
It was.
Uh it was that year, that was the year that when they played K-State at in Manhattan, you looked at me and you were like, dude, this team is insanely fast. Holy crap.
They are
Uh,
really, really, really fast. And I guess that was 2 years ago they played Baylor in that crazy close game.
yeah, yeah. Well, they
But
did
they
lose
did come
RJ
back and they,
Harvey.
they won at TCU by 1 point. We were right to begin with.
Yeah. So I'll go with you here. UCF, I agree. That would be a fun game. And I definitely think they would take the dub for sure.
Absolutely. Okay. 8-6.
7, 8-6. We were at 8.
8-6 with 2 games to go. Mike Gundy against Michigan State. Michigan State couldn't be a good program. Like they've won a lot of games in the past. That they gave their coach like a
Yeah.
$95 million freaking contract. That has not turned out very well. I think this is a bounce back year for Oklahoma State. I'm not saying they're going to win the Big 12, but they're not going to be in the bottom 4 or 5.
No,
I
they're
think
not gonna
they're a
be the
pretty good
worst.
team. I think Oklahoma State would win this game pretty handily, actually. I think they'd win by 14 or more to secure the Big 12 getting the win in the Big 12 Big 10 showdown.
Yeah, a lot of faith in this Oklahoma State team, and it's hard not put your faith in them because, well, in the segment we just said before with Mike Gundy being, arguably a top 3, top 5, top 3 coach in our conference. I mean, there's a reason why this program kept him around, and they have faith in him. I mean, he still is like, like they didn't give him a very long leash here.
No,
They're like,
they did not.
you better perform. So this is like do or die. But I feel like when you got a guy like Mike Gundy whose back's against the wall, dude, be very afraid of this program. They are not to be messed around with, not to be overlooked. And so I agree with you, man. I think Oklahoma State does win here. We already secured the win and the match or out of the matchups here, the showdown. We are automatically going the Big 10 or the Big 12 will beat the Big 10 in the showdown. But we still have one more game to go over. And man, I think this is a fun one.
Absolutely. Michigan won a national title just a couple years ago. K-State's picked to win the Big 12 this year. We got Avery Johnson, Dylan Edwards, Jace Brown, 5-star Lincoln Kerr. I mean, shoot, dude, this would be a fun game. I think K-State would win this game. I really do. If this game is being played in 2025,
Yes.
I think K-State would win this game. I don't know. Touchdown. We'll go 28-21.
I think people underestimate how good Jace Brown is. Okay. I really do.
Iowa State did.
Yeah. The thing is that like he was a true sophomore last year and he broke all the records. Like he has the most, like all the records from a true sophomore. He had more yards than, I don't know if you know these names or anything, but Jordy Nelson and Tyler Lockett.
I've heard of them. I'm familiar with their game.
He had more yards than they did, receiving yards when they were sophomores. That's a pretty big deal. Okay. Tyler Lockett, basically been the receiver for the Seahawks for forever. And then Jordy Nelson just happened to have a Super Bowl ring. So, I mean, those are really good receivers. Good. It's good to be in the same kind of conversation with guys like that. That means you are definitely doing something right. So, Jace Brown coming back. And then, yeah, like you said, Avery Johnson, true junior, got a year of starting under his belt. And now he's just looking like he is ready to take over the entire conference. I think this is going to be K-State, all the way through with the dub here against them. I think when it all comes down to it, it's really just the consistency that K-State has, that it's really hard to pick against them. Like once K-State gets a lead, they don't like to give it up, and I think a
Nope.
lot of that has to do with coaching and just just having the dudes in the locker room to be able to pull it off. But yeah, man, I think the Big 12 at against the Big 10 at its full strength.
We're
I
not
mean, the Big
including the
12,
bottom two teams from the Big Ten here.
yeah, I think yeah, I
Big
think
12 wins it 16-10.
16 to 10.
Sorry, 16 to no, not 16-10.
I was like,
10
what?
to 6. Sorry.
10 to 6. Yeah, I was like so
My math
confused
is
there.
way off. Samsonite, I was way off. Big 12 wins us 10 to 6. I do want to pick one more game. It's not on here. Shout out to Fong Wei and Carl Jenkins for letting us know that Oklahoma State plays at Oregon September 6th at 3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
We just got done talking about how Oregon is one of the top teams in the not just the Big Ten but the entire country. We're going to do a preview of each team on another pod. But if I had to pick that game right now, I am going to pick Oregon to win that game by 10 or more.
Easily. It's nothing against Oklahoma State. I mean, a little of it is against them because they have nobody returning from their previous team, and like Oregon just gets their pickings across the country with getting the best players to play for them. So and that's not even I'm not even going to go into like their facility. I mean, they were trying to take the number one tight end, which ended up coming to K-State. And I just remember hearing all the interviews of him talking about how when he went to Oregon, I mean, he saw the facilities and he was just blown away. Like they are taking care of players out there. And so, I mean, good on them though. I mean, I'm glad that they're doing that. I'm glad that they have sort of, I guess you could say, set the bar high for college football programs. If you guys want the best players in the country, you need to be like them. And so good on them. But Oklahoma State, more about like tradition, more about, legacy, stuff like that. They're going to get their picks of really good players too. It's just going to be done in a different way.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, Oregon is still Oregon, and they are going to be able to dominate most teams. Like we just talked about it earlier, they were undefeated last year until they got to the playoffs.
Their speed is insane, dude. They're a team built off speed. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to go against that team. With any team going against them, they're going to have a difficult time. So, but other than that, I mean, dude, this is a fun. The ACC was fun. Big Ten was fun. I mean, what we got to do?
We got to do the SEC now.
We got the SEC, the Big East, Mountain West. Like we got to do.
I guess so.
Got to do all the programs.
Fong Wei predicts Oklahoma State to win that game, while Carla Jenkins predicts Oregon to win that game. So we'll see what happens. But that's our thoughts on the Big 12, Big 10 mythical, fictional showdown. Okay, Kenny. This last segment is pretty much all you. We're going to go to you. I'm going to let you break it down. I'm going to pull this open. Okay. Tell us what we're doing here.
Well, so we had talked about going over, the Big 12 stadiums and kind of ranking the stadiums, sort of like seeing, what stadiums are the best stadiums to be at, right? Now, when I was given the task of breaking down, like ranking the stadiums, I was thinking of it in the aspect of like the aesthetics of the stadium, right? Not necessarily like
home win percentage, crowd.
Yeah, I wasn't considering the crowd or like, like that kind of atmospheric kind of ranking, because I feel like that can all change with a bad season. I guarantee you Boone Pickens was not fun to be at, like for fans of them
Last year.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that. I
I,
can see
I
that.
don't think I don't think that home field advantage was much of an advantage, going into that season. So what I thought of is like, okay, I'm going to rank these stadiums based on like their updates, their upgrades, what it looks like,
We're
just
starting with
overall.
16, right? We're just going to write
Starting with
down the.
number 16, which is not really a place to put it in. We're going to go with the Kansas Jayhawks. Now, look, we don't really know what their stadium is going to look like. It's not even done yet. So it's almost kind of like
It's like a half of a stadium.
yeah, it's not finished yet. So it's a little unfair to pick them for, in this list. But I will say that, even if we were going with their old stadium, it would most likely be at the bottom anyway, because if you ever went to that stadium, which I know you have, Steve,
I've been there many
um,
times. It is not a great stadium.
no, it looks like a
Porta
stadium
potties, USA.
it looks like a stadium built for a team that only gets about 3 wins a year. So
Yeah, you can see why they waited forever, man. They didn't have the support until Lance Leipold. So
yeah, I mean, good on him for getting Lawrence, Kansas excited about their football program in a very long time, even though it's still a work in progress. But I will say from the pictures that I've seen, it does look pretty cool, but we can't rank them just yet because we'll have to wait and see. And that's what we have right here. Wait and see.
okay.
Now, again, this is just our opinions, okay? Like like it could go either way, but number 15, we're going to kick off the real rankings with the Bounce House. Okay? Look, I'm sure when you're there at the Bounce House, it's probably a blast and a lot of fun. But when I look at this stadium, all I see is a bowl of metal, just a bowl of metal bleachers.
Their fans
And
leave early all the time. I know it's hot, but my goodness, dude.
yeah, I mean, in the aspect of the atmosphere, yeah, not very cool that your fans are leaving. But even if their fans stayed the whole time, you're still like, I mean, just it looks just so simple. It just looks so bland to me. I'm not really impressed with the structure. It just and then even where it's located, it's like there's nothing really to look at. There's not like you look where's the big screen at? I don't even see a big screen here. So
It's on that bottom right.
yeah, it's just a one little screen there. I mean, it's pretty bland, pretty plain,
There's
but
nothing really
look,
happening around it either. Like it's not
yeah.
in a great area. But I mean, shoot, it is Orlando, so I mean that'd be a fun place to visit for sure. But yeah, that stadium is not great.
Yep, just a bowl of bleachers, which yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan.
Especially that small press box, man. Look how small it
Yeah.
is.
Look, it's kind of dinky. Look,
Looks like Jack
no
Trice press box.
exactly. Exactly. All right. So they're number 15. Now, number 14, we're probably going to get a lot of hate for this because, how could you possibly put a stadium that is like, with the atmosphere of their fans being so good, how could you put their stadium at 14? Look, I don't think their stadium is that cool. I really don't.
You didn't say it. I just clicked on it.
Oh, West Virginia. Sorry. I'm putting West Virginia at number 14. Yeah, I guess I didn't say it. I just don't think it's that impressive to look at. I mean, not only that, but then aesthetically, but then you look at this like section behind their end zone where there's just this big grassy area, and that's not like a place where you can sit down. Like fans can't sit in this area, which if they did, that'd be really cool. Like that might go up for me a little bit, but that's not available to the public. They try to fill it in with some stuff. If I put an arrow here, they try to fill it in with some like band or whatever that is. I don't know. Like they're trying their best.
I think it's their band and dance team and all of that.
Yeah, but it just seems weird. Like it's not like this was a track at one point, and they're like, you know what I mean? Like this isn't like a field inside of a track. But I don't know. It's also again, I looked at like pictures. That doesn't show any pictures here on this slide, but not a lot of stadium seating. It's just a bunch of bleachers again. And then like the replay screen is there's
Just one,
one,
just one of them. Yep.
just one replay
And
screen.
a small looking press box again.
Yep. Just not impressive. It is what it is though. I mean, from what I've heard, West Virginia playing there, the crowd is just insane.
Yep.
And I think their tailgating lot is next to a hospital, which is convenient. You know, if somebody gets a little drunk too much,
just like K-State's.
So brownie points to that. It's a huge lot too. I could see it in that photo. Oh my gosh, look at all those cars. But yeah, they are number 15 or 14. Number 13, we've got Cincinnati Nippert Stadium, the oldest stadium on the list. I believe it's 110 years old or something like that.
Yep, 110.
And it is also a big bowl of metal. Again, it's just tons of bleacher seats, tons. And I don't know why. It's just not like, it's nothing to really be excited about. There's nothing like aesthetically pleasing about this stadium. I like the little the C for Cincinnati inside the bleachers. The paint job is cool. But I mean, I feel like you're just putting lipstick on a pig at that point. You know, it's just not like anything crazy, unique or exciting. So they're going to be number 13 for me. Not much to really say about it. Number 12. I mean, Steve, I don't know if you have anything else to say about Cincinnati.
Nope, nothing. Copy and paste.
Copy and paste. Number 12, we got from the oldest stadium to the newest stadium. Just a little over 10 years old right now. We got Houston, Space City Financial Stadium. Look, I know that people might think it's crazy that I'm putting Houston above Cincinnati and above, West Virginia, but I'm not going to put a stadium full of bleacher seats above a stadium that's got like really like basically a brand new updated stadium. I mean, this has all the bells and whistles. Like, it's got stadium seats, the concessions and all that are like nice and clean and updated and everything. I was looking at photos and I'm like, man, this place looks clean. Like,
why do they only put one video board though, dude?
I don't know. I mean, you gotta have some grace. I mean, that's why they're number 12. Okay. Like they got one video board. Okay. Like they got one video board. A lot of stadiums just have one, or two at most, and we'll get into that later. But overall, I mean, it's going to be hard to put Houston low when you've got like a stadium that was just built, really updated structure.
They just need to get people to go to games. That's what they're missing right now is the attendance.
Iowa State. Oh yeah. Also, yeah. Like I put in notes here for Houston. It's the new stadium. It's solid and it's like it's got the 3-deck seating, which makes it look bigger than it actually is. Like, anytime you got 3 decks, that's a plus for me. It, like, aesthetically, it just makes it look like a giant stadium. Even if it seats less people than it looks, that's what I mean. Like, it looks aesthetically cool. All right. Number 11. We've got Iowa State, Jack Trice Stadium, opened in 1975. The capacity, one of the biggest in the Big 12, is 61,500 seats. That's giant. What's really cool about Iowa State is that they do have an interior green space for seating, which is really cool. I think that like more colleges should offer that, like, that experience if it's available, of course. But anytime there's like interior green seating, that's got to go up on the list for me. And then not to mention, if you've ever been to, have you ever been to Iowa State?
No, but I have friends who have. I have multiple friends who have.
So for those who don't know, and you can look this up, when you go to the stadium, you're walking over a bridge to get to the stadium.
We have to talk about the bridge.
Yeah.
It's what
the
they're the most
bridge.
proud of.
It's what they're most proud of because it's kind of cool. That bridge is going over an entire massive tailgating parking lot. Then people are just, going nuts. I mean, it's tailgating, So, the noise is crazy. The smell of hot dogs and hamburgers is awesome. And you're just walking in and, yeah, you're just walking right over all those tailgating. To me, that's super cool, man. I don't know. To me, I think that's really cool. And that's why they're at number 11. But other than that, I mean, nothing really super crazy about their stadium. Small press box. I think they only have one replay video board. I'm not sure if this is an updated video or not, but um, just a really big area for seating, only a 2 deck seating
They
area.
have two.
They have two.
One in each end zone.
They have one on each end. Okay. But still, and when you stand outside of it, not anything crazy. Like the exterior walls, I mean, it's just basic, very basic looking. Not a lot of thought went into it. So, but it's solid. It's a good stadium. I like it a lot. Moving on to now, here I have from 10 to 7, I've got basically a clump of stadiums put together. And we're not going to really talk about a whole lot of these. Otherwise, this live video is going to be like 7 hours long. But we're going to basically categorize these stadiums as like the stadiums that have really good scenery. Basically, they're on this. They're in this section because they have an amazing scenery around them, and that would be Colorado Folsom Field, opened in 1924, 50,000. Arizona Stadium, again, 50,000, but opened in 1929. Rice-Eccles Stadium, another 51,000 capacity, opened in 1998. And then we get to number 7 on the list, BYU Lavelle Edwards Stadium, 63,000. So just a couple thousand more than Iowa State, opened in 1964. And here's what I got to say. All right. If BYU would have just simply built a normal stadium, just a normal looking stadium, this would have been much higher on the list for me. But because BYU decided to put more end zone seats, more end zone seats than sideline seating, which makes no sense to me. Whoever designed this literally does not understand how college football needs to be watched, or has like a problem with depth perception or something, because he literally is watching football in the worst angle ever. So end zone seating, that doesn't make sense. And then also you only get one replay screen, which is bizarre to me. Or no, it's 2. They have 2. They have 2 screens, which makes no sense given the fact that they've got these huge gaps in the corner, which they could have
Perfect spot for him. Perfect spot.
They could have gone for a 4-corner screening, which makes, I just don't understand. Yes, they have the mountains that are like basically right there.
Beautiful scenery. That is like beautiful.
Seriously though, like, yeah, if you had like, a snow game, that would be like the best college football like experience ever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just like a late November game in BYU with that kind of scenery is just freaking perfect. But in terms of their stadium, it just is wonky. It's really honestly hard to rank this because the design just makes no sense to me at all. It is so it just looks like it was just pieced together. Like, oh, this would be cool here. Let's throw this here and let's put this over here. Just right. It's just weird looking. And I got to put it in the list for its sheer capacity size. I mean, they fill this dang thing out. But also, like, the scenery is absolutely gorgeous. The placement of this stadium was not an afterthought. I feel like that was super intentional. But just the building itself is just very weird, very strange to me. But anyway, the other stadiums, I mean, they're just they're solid. They're solid stadiums. They're really good. And but they also have really good scenery. So moving on to number 6. Uh, now what BYU has in scenery, uh, Oklahoma State has in money. because 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 Oklahoma State got the biggest donation to to renovate their stadium in all of college sports, which was $165 million. That's unbelievable. If you guys look at the old stadium of Oklahoma State, it looks unrecognizable
It
to
does.
this.
It does.
And I love how that's the basketball stadium. I love how they connected the basketball stadium, but it doesn't take away from the football stadium itself. I love the shoehorn look of stadiums. I really really like it a lot. Um, it just looks really cool, man. I think the outer fixtures look good. Everything about this build is just very exciting to me. And
It looks awesome.
it just looks so freaking cool,
And
man.
you had something else you wanted to say about like
Oh
the
yeah.
proximity.
Yeah, this is like brownie points too, but like their sideline, the seating goes like right up to the sidelines. I think there's like 8 feet or something like that from the sidelines, like the seats, the lower seating. So they're like right there in the game, which is very very cool. I think they have the closest proximity to the field out of any other stadium. I don't really know if that's true or not, but I
It's
know
got to be. It's got to
it's
be.
got to be up there. And I think that was definitely intentional when they were designing this.
Oh,
Opened
absolutely.
in 1920 and capacity is 54,000. Pretty solid stadium. Next, we're going to move on to TCU, Amon G. Carter Stadium.
Amon G. Carter Stadium.
Amon? Oh, it was Amon. Okay. Opened in 1930. Capacity is 46K. And I honestly, this is what I was talking about earlier. They have a three deck seating, and dude, 46K, there's no way that it's that many. Like it is because that's what it is. But when you're there, it does not feel like it only holds 46,000. I mean, it definitely feels like a 55, 60,000 plus, stadium capacity. They have a beautiful exterior. Just look at the pictures. I mean, we didn't have one selected here because honestly, Google is a pain in the ass when it comes to getting photos off of it now. But if you go to any of the Google photos, Wikipedia lets me take it, but not Google. I don't know. It's weird. Beautiful exterior. And again, like I said, it just feels bigger than it is. I've never been to TCU, but I mean, look, they're in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And like the scenery is really great there too. So it's just a solid stadium all around. And I won't say anything about their fans and the environment.
They're crazy, dude. Their
being
fans
a
are
Christian,
crazy.
for being a Christian school,
you couldn't tell that.
You couldn't tell. We'll just leave it at that. But as far as the stadium goes, definitely a top 5 stadium for me. What do you think, Steve?
I have TCU in the bottom half, but I rank them differently. I rank them off of capacity and home crowd effectiveness, not off of aesthetics like you did.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And like in terms of what you're saying, like capacity and crowd effectiveness, they're not a very tough team to go into their domain and try to win. But but you never know. I mean, like they also haven't been a program that's been very very successful. Like, I mean, they've been successful. They went to the college football playoffs, but
they've had some good years and some bad years.
Yeah, they have good years and bad years. They put up some stinkers. They're a little inconsistent, but overall, I mean, they're a Texas college football program. So I mean, it's hard to like be bad,
Yep.
Moving on to number 4, we've got basically the big brother to the previous stadium, which is the Texas Tech AT&T Jones Stadium. I mean, everything about this stadium is like a better version of the TCU stadium, and then brownie points for the Texas Tech logo scoreboard. That's so freaking cool, man. I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you zoom in, um, or if you just look at pictures online, their double T logo is like right above it is the scoreboard, which is super cool for me. But yeah, everything I said about TCU's stadium, Texas Tech is like that, but better.
And they've been
They just,
renovating it a bunch over the last 10, 15 years. It
oh
looks
yeah,
so much better now than it did, like I said, 10, 15 years ago.
right. And then shout out to the Texas Tech fans with the whole tortilla thing. I mean, that's a very unique experience. I know
Very unique. Very unique.
we're not basing this off of any environment or atmospheric thing, but just thought I'd give that a shout out. The tortilla thing is cool. Capacity is 60K. Opened in 1947. Moving on to the top 3, and we're starting off with K-State. Bill Snyder Family Stadium.
Let's go.
Look,
E-ball,
man,
baby.
this stadium has it all. I mean, we've got this 4-corner video coverage. The press box is like gigantic, dude. It's like massive press box. We've got what's unique about K-State is that they made it into a bowl with the idea that it was going to like capture the sound and make it even louder. And since then, K-State has just built up this bowl higher and higher, and it's just made the sound even more like intense. And that's why a lot of people say it's tough to play in K-State because of the noise and everything that goes with it. Not to mention the exterior. This in my opinion, and you could say it's biased, but there's like, you look at other people that have created these lists, these like aesthetic lists. They always come to K-State and they always say that the exterior of K-State's stadium is by far one of the most beautiful exteriors ever because it's literally looks like a castle. Like the outside of our stadium is built like a castle, which is so cool to see it if you've never been. Also, it's, you could say the only thing that's like the downfall of K-State being number 1 or number 2 is that there really isn't anything around it. The scenery is like kind of boring, but that's nothing that K-State could really control. I mean, what are you going to do? Like,
it's right next to the basketball facility and the football facility and the track and the soccer and the K-State rec. Like, it's all right there. It's just
right, but we don't got any
small
mountains,
town.
though.
It's a small town.
What I'm saying is like we don't have any mountains to look at. It's
No.
not like,
I mean, we got hills.
yeah, K-State can't really control that.
We got
So
the Flint
it is
Hills.
what it is. Yeah, with the Flint Hills, but we're basically like on top of the Flint Hills here. But yeah, I mean, it is 100%. I mean, we have put a ton of money into this stadium over the years, and it just like they have thought of everything really in terms of like just how easily accessible. And of course, I'm going to give a little shout out to my company a little bit that I work for, but my milk program business or whatever, Highland Dairy, they provide free ice cream and milk and all this other stuff to the press box, which is very unique. And it is I don't know if it's still this way, but it was at the time the only stadium that provided free ice cream and free beverages to the press box with other teams coming in. No other stadium does that, from what I understand.
And Kenny and I like to hang out on the sky deck. We do like to hang out on the sky deck. We can see the whole field.
That's right. And get that that feeling and everything. And that brings us 50,000, 1968, solid amount of people. I mean, that basically gets sold out every single home game. I mean, over the last like 3-4 years, we have had basically a sold out home crowd every year.
Yep.
Every game. Number 2, taking us to Arizona State, Mountain America Stadium. Dude, this stadium looks awesome. Like if I
It
were to
is.
go,
It's really cool.
if I were to pick a stadium to watch K-State play any team, I want them to play here. This just looks like a fun stadium to play in. It's in Arizona. You got the scenery, which is super cool. That's high up on the list for me. They have all the updates that you could want. Look at the stadium seating. Look at the stadium seating right here in this photo. Uh, like they're not even like close to the field. It's like stadium seats all the way up here. That's amazing. I'm not a fan of bleachers. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm not a fan of the bleacher seats.
Spend
But
a
it
little bit
is
of
what
money
it,
and get some real seats in there.
yeah, come on. We're not playing college
This
football.
isn't high
is
school
advanced.
football.
Yeah, college football is advanced so much. We need to get rid of the bleacher seating, okay? Um, yeah, dude, I love the just the whole aesthetic of this stadium. It just looks fun. Huge press box, I could see that. And then, you've got it looks like they got 3 screens. They got the one big one, and then they've got 2 on the sides of this looks like I wouldn't say that's press box here. Maybe that's the suites, right? The end zone suites.
Kind of looks like it.
It looks like they got that, which is super cool. I don't mind end zone suites. I know K-State has end zone suites, so super cool. I'm definitely digging it. Definitely digging it. Seats 53,000. I think that's a perfect amount of people. Yeah, man, Arizona State.
It's a cool
not
stadium.
Only, not only winning the Big 12 last year, but winning not really winning, but coming up at the top of the leaderboard in terms of your stadium aesthetics. Dude, they're definitely a school to have a lot to be proud of. So
Desert Devil says it used to be better, to be honest.
Really? No
I
way.
think it looks pretty cool.
Are you talking about like environment or like, people showing up, like the atmosphere? Are you talking about aesthetically pleasing? Because what I'm looking at right now, just looking through the photos of this stadium, dude, this looks clean, man. It looks updated, very nice. It doesn't look like it just looks like it's up to date, like it's a professional, like they took it seriously, and they're like making it a professional stadium out of it. And so that's why it's number 2 for me. You'll have to tell me why it was better years ago. Like, what did they take away to make it not as cool looking? Because to me, I think that looks great. Anyway, moving on to number 1. Look, this has got to be the coolest, most like amazing stadium. If I were to build a stadium now, I would build this stadium, and that's Baylor McLean Stadium, opened in 2014. It seats 45,000. Dude, I out of all the stadiums, I could not stop scrolling through photos of this stadium. I mean, everything about this stadium is so freaking cool. They've got shaded nosebleed seats. Like, it's underneath shade. Like, who thinks of that? It's like they thought of everything. Not only that, but it's right next to this river. And so you can actually go sailgating, which is legit. I mean, I would like to get drunk on a boat while watching the college football game. That would be legit. While it's in the water, dude, that's so cool, man. Not to mention, just the overall like aesthetic of it's, like outside. It looks like, honestly, it looks like a professional, like an actual professional stadium. I don't know how else to describe it. It looks like
it holds more than it does.
It does, for sure. I will give you that. But just the outside, like walking up to it, the structure looks very cool. I would be excited if I went and got to go to a game here. I would be.
It's never full, so you could go to any game you wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that, like, in terms of the atmosphere, it's probably not the best.
No.
But overall, like, just if you wanted to go watch a game, in a beautiful stadium, Baylor has, in my opinion, the best aesthetics that you could ask for in terms of like a stadium, the location, the scenery, the upgrades to the seats. The concessions look amazing. I mean, it looks like you're going to a professional game, just based on what, I mean, you look at that and then you scroll down to the bounce house and you see the difference of like the stadium's aesthetics. It's laughable. It's laughable. You're like, what in God's name are we doing here? It's like, are we still playing in the same conference? Like, it's pretty bad. But BYU, or sorry, not BYU, Baylor.
Here we go. He's doing it again. 2025.
I'm doing it again. We'll see how long I keep this up. But yeah, Baylor for me, aesthetically has the best stadium. I know that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so everybody that's like, oh, well, like our stadium is better because it's louder. It's like, okay, I don't care about that. I care about aesthetically pleasing. I care about what it looks like. Now, Steve has a different list.
I do have a different list. I'm going to go over my list really quickly here. My list is based off of capacity, home win percentage, crowd effectiveness, all of that. I'm just going to go through it.
Oh, wait. Before I let you go, I almost forgot one detail. I was looking at it to see if I went over everything. The other thing that I was going to say
about what
for Baylor, really quick, they have grass seating in their stadium, which is like unheard of.
That is cool.
Like in a modern stadium, like being built today, that's unheard of. Nobody has grass seating inside the stadium. So I'm just saying that's another brownie point. Okay, we can get off of it. Baylor, you have a really great stadium. I was just blown away. I did not think you had this good of a stadium. Now
you were unfamiliar with their game.
I was unfamiliar with their stadium game, and now I kind of want to go watch K-State play Baylor. Okay,
there we go.
I want to go down there.
There we go. Okay, said earlier, I'm ranking this off of capacity, home win percentage, crowd effectiveness, all of that. I'm just gonna run through it, Kenny. 16 KU, 15 Houston, 14 UCF, 13 Cincinnati, 12 Baylor. I'm sorry, I know you have number one, but their home crowd is terrible. Arizona 11, TCU 10, 9 Colorado. Beautiful area, but they have not been amazing for a while. Arizona State, number 8. West Virginia, number 7. Number 6 is Utah. Number 5 is Texas Tech. Number 4, Jack Trice Stadium, Iowa State. Number 3, we both have K-State. Number 2, Boone Pickens Stadium, Oklahoma State. And number 1 has to be BYU, Lavelle Edwards Stadium, LES. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, BYU's in terms of atmosphere and their fans, I mean, no one comes close. No one comes close. Their stadium goes off. The fans are popping off. It's crazy, dude. It's just their stadium is just so funky looking in terms of what it looks like. But
it is funky looking. But outside like I said, of that, I'm basing it off of capacity, home win percentage, crowd effectiveness. Yeah. They got to be number one. They just do.
They're easily number one. And then, you had to put Boone Pickens in there because historically, I mean, that place, they have like some of the
crazy difficult to win at. Crazy difficult to win at.
It's like the best home game advantage, like field advantage out of like anybody in the country.
Absolutely. Well, that's ranking the Big 12 football stadiums going into 2025.
That's right.
Kenny, this is a fun show. Fun show. It
was a long show, but I think it's because we're gonna probably. I think you're busy on Tuesday or this week. I mean, you're going back to work.
I am going back to work on Tuesday. Yes, that is correct. Unfortunately, I'm going back to work. But we are going to continue to keep doing podcasts. We're going to do another one breaking down the best matchups of the season. Probably talk about the best players of the year. And then we're going to start doing the team reports here in the next week or so. We've been talking about it for a while. But we will be doing our team reports, season previews for each team in the Big 12. K-State's will be significantly longer. But we're excited, man.
Yeah.
We're 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away from week 0, K-State, Iowa State, and Ireland.
It's fun, man. It's a fun time to be a college football fan. And there's like I said, we've said this a bunch of times, but there's a lot to be excited about. I think if you're a K-State fan, you've got a lot to be excited about. Utah, you've got a lot to be excited about. Arizona State, those fans are just very, very, passionate, and I'm loving it. It's just I feel like you always like to have those people come in and kind of, roast you and dog you on, because you're a fan of this team or whatever. But dude, being able to be a part of the community, of being able to talk about this stuff has been a blast. And last year was just like such a wild year, having everybody think that it was going to be a certain way, and then it just was flipped upside down. And this year, everybody's having a hard time, depicting like who's going to shine this year. And because we all did this last year, we all like basically had to eat our shoes, because we were like looking like we didn't know what the hell we were talking about. And that's just not us, that's everybody. But it is what it is. Like we love college football. We love the Big 12. It's been a blast, like making these videos, dude. Giving the people something to talk about, to listen to when they're at work. That's definitely when I do a lot of my listening, is throwing the headphones on while I drive around. So it's been good stuff. Steve.
I love listening to not just, podcasts like ours, but, podcasts of, bigger people like Josh Pate.
Oh yeah.
I mean, ESPN obviously, and our friends over at Go PowerCat are fun to listen to as well. So
I shout out to the Heartland College Sports. I like listening to what is it? Mundo?
Pete Mundo.
Pete Mundo. Mundo means world in Spanish, by the way.
Cool. 3 Mall is pretty good. Brian Hanley's pretty good.
Oh,
GPC.
Yeah. Pretty good. Brian Hanley is goated.
He is goated. We love Brian Hanley on KC Nation. We do.
Yeah, he is definitely a goat.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well, Kenny, I think there's just one last thing to say.
I'm trying to think. It's